the people who are the primary caregivers are in a position to be able to provide that care. So for us, it's an everyday function, and that's our first message. Our second message is that when we put these bags together, that is only the beginning. A Go Kit is just the beginning in the work of preparedness. On the day that we gave the mayor his bag, when he visited us at Red Cross House, I reminded him that though there were lots of very useful things in there, he still needed to go home and talk to his family and decide what else they're going to need. If they're taking care of a senior citizen or someone who needs medication, then they need to have something that has the extra medication and that has a list of all of those medications and their dosages on it. If they have a pet, they might need to have a pet first aid kit so that they can take care of that part of their family. If they have somebody who, for example, may have a disability, one of the things that we strongly recommend to people is that you put everything that concerns the care of that person with a disability, what kind of things need to be said to them, what special needs they may have, on a disc or some other document that if you're not there, someone else will be able to help that person. So this kit that we build today is just the beginning of your family's preparedness, and that's a very important part of our message. My last function here today is to introduce you to some young people who are from 15 public high schools in the city of Philadelphia. They are members of what we call Red Cross clubs. These young people themselves know how to save a life, have saved lives. There's a young man here who not 4 months ago saved a life after a motorcycle accident at 54th in Baltimore. But they also know how to teach, Mayor. These young people are instructors in disaster education. And in the last year, they taught over 6,600 of their classmates in the Philadelphia public school system about disaster preparedness. 9 of the young people who are with us today are part of what we call our Red Cross Club Youth Council. These kids, during the course of the year, they come on their day off, Mayor. When there's a half day at school, they come to us at the Red Cross. They have their monthly meetings of the Red Cross Council. They decided this year they wanted to run their own camp for young people. They called it Camp Save a Life. They had 30 young people from 21 different schools in the city of Philadelphia, and they ran a week-long disaster preparedness, life-saving camp for these kids. They're phenomenal young people. I got to watch them. They said, "Tom, don't you want to come down and give a speech?" I said, "These kids don't need a speech from me. I need to watch them." And I got down 3 times to watch them as they taught other young people. These were 8th graders about to enter high school. So the mayor and I are going to present these young people with certificates to congratulate them on this outstanding work. I'm going to call your names, and if you could come up and receive your certificate from the mayor, that would be terrific. First is Charmaine Ankra. I should say the certificates read, "In recognition of your exceptional leadership in developing and delivering the first ever American Red Cross Camp Save a Life, September 2008, and they're signed by the mayor and myself. Next is Ashley Austin. Everybody else watching that? Next is Boy Chow. Beatrice Coleman. Next is a very shy young man, but this is the young man that saved the life of 54th and Baltimore. Patrick Green.
We'd like to present to you this shirt, so now you are a member of the Red Cross family. There you go, buddy.
Eric Mitchell. Cornelius Moody. Tiara Smith. And Shannon Williams. I want to say one last thing before I introduce our key partner in the city. When all of these are made today, the mayor decided that he wanted them to go to people who are staying at Red Cross House. Red Cross House is a one-of-a-kind, the only one in America. We not only did cheesesteaks and water ice, we did Red Cross House here. It's at 40th and Powelton Streets in West Philadelphia. It has 25 units in there. We've now had almost 2,000 families stay there. We've served over 313,000 meals, provided over 103,000 nights of shelter. 98% of the folks who stay here come right here in the city of Philadelphia. They're all victims of disaster, and they're very like the family that you met. Annetta, her 3 children, and her 5 grandchildren stayed with us for 5 weeks at Red Cross House, worked with us to recover from that disaster. And these gifts, these kits when they're made, are going to go back to there. It's now my pleasure to introduce the person in city government that I see. I was going to say, unfortunately, because of the reason we offered to meet, but I got to tell you, it's my great fortune. The person I see the most in city government in Philadelphia, because every time we're at a disaster scene, and we were at 856 disaster scenes last year in Philadelphia, the other person who's there with us all the time is Lloyd Ayers. He likes to describe our work, but I want to describe his work. This is the guy who leads the department. We're there after the fact to take care of people. They're there on the scene, bringing those folks out of those homes, taking care of them, and then turning them over to us. It is a great pleasure for us to work with someone as committed to his job and as good a representative of the city of Philadelphia as Lloyd Ayers, and it's my pleasure to introduce him.
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate it. And I tell you, I'm looking at this sea of red, and not the Target part, but I like that part too. My wife likes it better. But when I see that sea of red, the Red Cross, when we're rolling up our hoses and we're putting all the equipment back on the fire engines and on those ladders, we're turning folks over to the Red Cross. And we can go back to our stations because we know that the Red Cross is going to do a fantastic job taking care of all of those folks that meet that disaster and those folks that need that help. So we'd like to say thank you to all of the volunteers, to the club. Thank you for what you're doing, the education that you're giving out. But I want to give a special thank you to a person today who not only gave us his voice, but he had the courage to give us his story, and that's David Morse. Right now, I'd like to call him front and center. It's not often that we have an opportunity to give what we're getting ready to give David Morse. But it's with great pleasure, as a representative of the city, Mayor Nutter, of City Council, and all of those people who do the good, hard work to make sure that the city is safe and prepared. Being a safe city is all about preparedness as well. And I'm going to present this to David Morse on behalf of all of those folks that work for you.